Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a 1-year review on the Smithy combination lathe mill drill. So we've had this thing about a year now, and we've had lots of opportunities to do threading, boring, both with a boring bar, and with an offset boring head. We've had a chance to do plenty of turning. And of course, milling. So we're going to go over likes, dislikes, simple facts, and misconceptions. So when it comes to likes and dislikes and all these other things, we've covered a lot of that in previous videos, so we're not going to go into them in great detail today. We're simply going to mention them, and then we're going to move on, and we're going to get to the bottom line. Are we happy with this thing and what it cost us or not? So running through the dislikes quickly. At low RPM, the motor is really weak. Now, I've never used anywhere near the highest RPM this thing will go, so I'm seriously considering re-gearing the drive belt to give me a lot more power down low and a lot less top end speed, and I'm sure that would make me happier. But as it comes, I dislike the fact that the motor is incredibly weak at low RPMs. Another dislike is the electronically controlled speed. It's controlled through the motor, again, electronically. I would much prefer a motor that just ran and I could select gears from a gearbox and then have a clutch and a brake to start and stop it. I would prefer that, but we're kind of stuck with what we have as far as that goes. Another dislike is the fit and finish. And we've talked about this in the past as well, but the thread chasing dial, it never lands on a line. It's always in between stuff. The spindle selector, it doesn't land properly in its holes. There's just a little bit of fit and finish lacking in quality. Lastly, in dislikes, I don't like the way the motor is exposed in the messiest part of the whole work zone here, the way that this thing is delivered. And I'm still gonna make a guard to keep all the coolant and oil and mess off of that motor. So moving on to likes, there's a lot of things I do really like about this. It's incredibly versatile. For just a single machine, it's just amazing the number of different things you can do with this machine. So versatility is a huge like. It is very accurate. It's tight and it's accurate. It cuts straight. You know, everything, the ways are very accurately machined, and it's a tight machine. So that's a definite like right there. And it's a powerful machine. Assuming you've got some RPM in the motor, it's perfectly adequately powerful as long as you've got some RPM behind you. So moving on to some just basic facts. One fact is, because it's a combination machine and the cross slide is also a milling table, because of that, it's very big and it can give you reach troubles with the tailstock, but I overcame that pretty simply just with this adapter. Goes into my tailstock, and my center or drill chuck can go into the adapter, and then reach is no longer a problem. So that's not a like or a dislike, it's just a simple fact. There's some give and take when you have a combination machine. Another fact is that there's quite limited travel in the milling head as far as the height adjustment goes. And there's also quite limited travel in the quill. And so you do have to really think your setups through ahead of time to make sure that you're going to actually be able to reach what you want to reach, and switch tools if that's what you want to do. So that brings us to misconceptions. I've had more than one person suggest that I could have bought a lathe and a milling machine and a drill press for less money than this cost. And I just plain disagree. In my opinion, those people are wrong. I went out and I looked at what was available, and to get a comparable lathe, a comparable mill, and a comparable drill, you would be spending quite a bit more money and you would lose quite a bit of real estate. So now we're going to move on to likes and dislikes when it comes to all the attachments that this machine came with. And we're going to start here with the compound rest. Now, there's a lot more I like about it than dislike. It's very tight, it's very smooth, it's accurate. In general, I'm super happy with this compound rest. My only dislike is that it came with the zero line in the wrong place. And so you couldn't use it. I've had to dial it in and then make my own zero line to line up with the graduations as you rotate the base of this thing. So that's pretty common. It's not very often that people can seem to get a zero line in the right place when things are dialed in. So it's not a huge surprise, but overall I'm very happy with this compound rest. This machine also came with a quick change tool post. I'm quite happy with it. It repeats very well. It's very sturdy. It's plenty beefy for everything I've ever asked it to do. So that's another big win in my books. I'm completely happy with both chucks, both the 3-jaw and the 4-jaw. The 3-jaw centers very accurately, and after years use, pieces still run pretty much perfectly true in it, which is something to be noted. So I'm super happy, no complaints with the chucks. The machine did come with this vise. Now this vise can tilt, give you different angles. This is just a piece of garbage. This vise is almost entirely useless. I mean, you might be able to hold a block of wood in it or something, but it is not a proper machinist vise by any means. So quite disappointed with this. It also came with this little machine vise. Now this is a quality vise. This thing is very tight, it's accurate, it's true, and you can hold things properly in this. So I'm happy, very happy with this particular vise. This rotary table was an accessory that I got with the machine, and I mean it works decently well. Right now you can't see the table. It's underneath this adapter I made to hold a 4-jaw chuck on here, but I could take this adapter off, use the T-slots in the rotary table itself, or I could put the 4-jaw chuck on here and then hold work pieces in that. Now, it does work reasonably well, but one thing I find really odd, if I loosen the locks off, it's like the whole table face kind of is free to like rotate out. I don't even know what's up with that. I haven't investigated it, but that seems a little wrong. This rotary table did come with this little tailstock. And actually, I'm quite happy with the tailstock. It's quite sturdy, quite robust, and it actually seems to work pretty well. And it's great to have because I can support longer work pieces and that sort of thing. So together with the rotary table, it opens up a lot more doors. This steady rest came with the machine as well, and I'm quite happy with it. It does everything it's supposed to do. The quality of the workmanship on it is perfectly fine, and so thumbs up for the steady rest itself. I'm not a huge fan of the follower rest. It mounts in kind of a bit of a goofy location where it's difficult to get your tool in front of or behind it the way you would want to do. It is usable, but it almost kind of seems like an afterthought. It also doesn't have the greatest fit and finish. The casting is pretty shoddy. The machining on the casting is pretty shoddy. I'm not sure how much use I'll be able to get out of this. I mean, I do have it if I need it, but not super happy with it. I'm quite happy with the faceplate. It runs nice and true. Now it's a pretty simple little device. Not too much could really go wrong with a faceplate, but it works as advertised, I feel. So having said all that, what's the verdict? Are we happy or unhappy with what we've purchased here? And we are happy. This machine, I believe, is going to give us years of good service. And all in all, in hindsight, I'm very happy that we bought this machine. So that's going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got something out of it. Maybe this has helped you in your decision making on what to buy, what not to buy for your shop. Now again, this suits our needs because it's adequate for the size of work we do. That may not be the case with you, but I feel I've given my good, honest opinion of how I feel about this thing, and I hope you can use that. See you next time.